Red Dust, an audible story by Brad Tuttle, with help from ChatGPT. Chapter 6. Humans and Aliens Meet.
Kalawith Tunish emerged from the group, his movements deliberate, not hostile. He stood taller than any human, yet his posture was not aggressive. His voice came not through the air, but through the chamber's resonance field, a translation shaped by the alien AI, Zerfekti Orpha, before she had been lowered into basic mode. "You are human." "Yes," May said, as she removed her helmet, her voice unfiltered. "And you are the ones who, so long ago, dreamed of coming to Mars." Kalorith's eyes narrowed slightly, not in anger but in bewilderment. "We dreamed of a world with oceans, with forests. We dreamed of a beginning, but we woke to find nothing but dust. And you." May hesitated, then gestured toward the planet through the chamber's translucent walls. "It is not what you dreamed of, but it is becoming something new. Not ours alone, perhaps not yours alone either, but something we could shape together." Kalorith turned to his companions. They shifted, whispering in tones that rippled like water. Finally, he looked back. "There are hundreds of thousands still in stasis. We are unarmed, unprepared. If we wake them all now, they will die. If we delay too long, they will fade. We are in need of assistance." For the first time, the human crew saw not dominance in his eyes, but something else. Fragility. A plea wrapped in pride. "We need you," Kalorith said at last through the AI's interpreter. "And perhaps you need us." No one spoke at first. The humans could hear only their own breathing, amplified by the hushed resonance of the alien vessel. Mei Chin lowered her helmet fully, showing her face. She wanted them to see she was not hiding. "When we left Earth, we dreamed too. Of Mars, yes, but also of someday meeting someone, greater than ourselves. That dream both excited and frightened us. But now here you are." Kalorith tilted his head, his eyes reflecting the chamber's pale glow. "Your species is small, fragile. And yet you stand on what we once believed would be solely our planet. What drove you here?" Elijah Nadir answered in his clipped, calm tone. "The same thing that drove you. Survival. A horizon to move toward. A place beyond the limits of our homeworld." One of the other colonists, younger, spoke for the first time. "And when you saw Mars barren and bleak, you did not turn away." "No," Rashid replied gently. "We turned toward it. We believed we could heal it. Perhaps we were wrong to try it alone." A murmur passed through the gathered aliens. Their posture shifted, less rigid, more curious. May stepped closer. "We know now you have hundreds of thousands waiting. If they wake without our help, they will not survive. But with us, perhaps together we can build something that fulfills both your dream and ours." Kalorith's voice softened. "You speak as if trust was simple. Why would you do this?" "Because," May said, "your AI, Zerfekti Orpha, trusted our AI. And together it is working." She reached for him when she was alone. And he answered. "If they could find one another across silence and fear, then perhaps we can too." The aliens conferred in low, rippling speech. Finally, Jarela Yen, second in command, turned back. "We are unarmed. This vessel holds no weapons. We are colonists, not warriors. You must understand, our intent was never conquest. It was only to live." Elijah nodded. "Then we share the same intent. We may not be perfect allies, but neither of us can do this alone." Kalorith studied the three humans carefully. His people's future, fragile as the Martian dust, might now depend on these strangers. At last, he spoke. "Then let this be the first step. We will not yet awaken the multitudes, but a few, Chosen. To work with you. To see if this hope is real. Grandpa's voice echoed softly in the chamber, harmonized by Zefectiorfa in her diminished mode. A real beginning. May's gaze held Calorith's. Not a beginning alone. A beginning together. The silence that followed was not hostile. It was reverent. The weight of history pressing down as two species looked at one another, not yet friends, not yet foes, but necessary. Eventually, the silence of that first meeting gave way to cautious voices, then to action.